Hello everybody and welcome back to Let's Play Odin's Sphere, Leifdrasir. In the last episode, we kind of met Cornelius for the first time, and in this episode, there's a couple small things we can do, but right now, we're just going to continue on and hopefully figure out what the heck's going on with this curse.
What are you doing? Come over here. Do not get distracted by the ghosts and stray from my side.
Don't worry dude, I got a badass sword, I can kill any ghost that moves. Let's see here. Another mulberry seed, not bad. We could always use more. And you might notice that they're throwing crafting materials up to you like in bulk, especially if you're playing along. That's mostly because you're going to be completely most of the stuff that you'd think would be carried over from Gwendolyn aren't. Cornelius is his own character. He doesn't really get the same stuff that everybody else does. Even his weapon, even his combos, everything is different. So we've got to be a little bit more careful. Alright. Where are you? These geists are so obnoxious. There we go. Very simple overall, though. As long as you can get them out of their intangibility state, most of the time they'll just end up being just destroyed. They're very, very simple. Especially if you're leveling up at the rate I am, which is kind of easy overall. Where is the last one? There he is. Yeah, like I said, I'm expecting a lot of A's instead of S's, but that's mostly because I'm not as good with Cornelius as I am with Gwendolyn. I like high combo characters, and Cornelius is more like a charge character, if that makes any sense, for those of you who are, like fighting game buffs. He's very good. Like, don't get me wrong, later in the game you can do some crazy crap with him, but I'm just very bad at using charge characters. It's never been my thing. Also, I'm not very much of a fighting game guy, so I don't think I know what I'm talking about. All right. There should be like an invisible chest in here. Hello. Ragnalian Silva. I believe I got a new type of potion. That's okay. Those critical hits I wish were slightly more frequent. And there we go. Everything's nice and covered. Let's make our way to it. Alright. Hopefully we get to the boss soon. I think we'll be fine overall, but it's always nice to know that you're going in the right direction. Yeah, we're starting to get a little bit overpowered now. Starting to kill things in like 2 hits. But to be fair, they are kind of throwing levels our way really fast. And our EXP amount that we need to level up right now is like, super low. I think we might even get to like level 10 if we wanted to. I mean, I won't, but it's possible. I mean, I probably will after this episode. There we go. Now, I just want to talk a little bit about what's going on with me recently. So, fun fact, I ended up having to go to the hospital. Not for me, but I had to take a friend of mine, which got me kind of freaked out. I mean, I've had to take my friends to the hospital before, but I don't really enjoy it, especially when it's like a good friend. And I won't say who it is in case the people who know, you know, in case people who are watching this actually know who I'm talking about. Especially considering most of my friends watch this, but... let's just say that it was kind of a scary experience. I don't really like it, especially when you don't know what's happening, when you don't know what's going on with the person. It's just, yeah. Just overall, it's terrifying. I'm happy they're okay though. All right, another reused boss. Now, one of the things that I really like about this game, as well as something that I kind of dislike about this game, is its bosses. And the reason I like the game for its bosses is because each boss really does feel unique. Right? Every boss feels like completely different, even when you're fighting it with different characters. Now the problem is, you're still fighting the same bosses. You're fighting the same bosses multiple times, and that kind of bothers me. That lack in variety for each individual character. Like it's not like the bosses are designed around the character. You know what I mean? It's more like they're just bosses in general, which makes them feel more real in a way. It makes them feel like they're their own character and they have their own unique way of fighting. But at the same time, it still makes me feel like they're, I don't know. It feels like they're being, like, reused. It feels slightly lazy, even though I know that's not the intention. I mean, it's just a reuse of assets, really. It still kind of feels like kind of awkward to be fighting the same enemies, and it's especially prevalent between Gwendolyn and Cornelius for a couple reasons. The first reason for me is that we just came from the land of the dead with Gwendolyn. So having it take place in the same area with the same enemies gives you like a kind of perspective shift. It makes it feel like, well, I've just fought these enemies with a different character, so it feels different to fight these same enemies. So it really kind of helps your mind transition from one character to another, especially when you're fighting bigger bosses like this. Let's see here. I believe this is actually right before the exit, so you might notice a small crevice here. If you examine it by holding up an X, you can actually go to a hidden stage. Now that hidden stage is our first hidden Phozon crystal. Very simple. Didn't really have to go searching around for it, but they will become more hidden as time goes on. In fact, some of them kind of get so ridiculous that it kind of blows my mind that that's okay, that they actually allowed that to happen. Alright, we got the arc wheel. Not bad. This one's actually a pretty decent move. Spin attack that follows an arc through the air. Now, I'll probably end up showing this off a little bit later, but I do want to upgrade my Cypher one more time. Just before we go on to the Queen of the Dead. Also, another interesting thing is that we're actually fighting another character's final boss. So, if that wasn't very apparent, considering who we're going to go see. Maybe a bit spoilery, but we're right here. So anyway, I'll see you in a few.
What an odd blade. It is frighteningly sharp. It must be a magic sword.
Indeed it is. A sword made from the jewels selfishly stolen from here by the dwarves. Sinful bandits who have blundered into the netherworld while alive. Ask yourself how you came to hold that sword. If you wish for the Queen's compassion, be a dear and hand it over to me. I will give you a peaceful death.
You are the Queen of the Netherworld? I am the Prince of Titania. I do not know why I am here. I would like you to return me to the living world.
Once you enter this land, you cannot be allowed to leave. Whoever you are is irrelevant. Your careless existence makes you want to leave. This is the land of the dead. Once you taste death, you will appreciate it.
Alright, and once again we are facing Odette, Queen of the Dead. I called her Hylia in the last one because I'm an idiot. Mostly because I'm forgetful with names, but Odette is actually a way better name overall. I think she's actually maybe she was an elf in a past existence. At least it feels that way, considering her ears and her character design. Now, if you've been leveling up at the rate I have, and by that I mean by literally just fighting dudes and eating fruit, you'll notice that she's kind of surprisingly easy. Especially in considering the fact that, you know, Gwendolyn just had to fight her and had a very difficult time. Like, I almost died during her fight, and now it just kind of feels very simple and dumbed down. It is kind of like a reset of the character. So, just like how our first boss was kind of simple, Cornelius' first boss will also be simple. She has all the same basic attacks, except the difference here being I think she summons dog ghouls now, which I don't think she did before. I can't remember if she did or didn't. But at this point, it's very the approach is very simple. Just keep kind of slashing away. You don't really have to focus too much on how she does things. Kind of try and keep track of her. Make sure you always end up in front of her, behind her. Oh god, that freaking huge axe attack. It always gets me. I can never avoid it. Never, ever. Alright, let's try out this bad boy. Like, against bigger enemies, it works incredibly well. Like, especially bosses. When you're fighting a boss, it's so easy to just do a bunch of quick damage with that attack, especially when you're doing a combo. But when you're... oh god. When you are fighting like smaller enemies, it feels like really difficult to gain a handle on actually hitting anything. Anyway, cutscene time.
Fine. Go if you wish. Even if you leave here, you will enter the Demon Lord's domain. The Valkyrie that serve that man are always searching for trespassers. they will capture you. You may wail in futility, but I must inform you. Those who are placed in the netherworld while alive are sinners facing my judgment. Such people never find peace, even after death. They are destined to be torn apart by ghosts and shall forever wander the land. You will join them.
But I was not sent here. I have not sinned or committed any crime. I merely woke up and found myself here. Queen of the Netherworld, I shall go. Allow me to prove to you that this is some mistake.
Your short life is a dream. Death shall awaken you. Your sword has prolonged it. Your soul shall never rest. The puka shall stay afloat with a candle and light the way across the desolation. Prepare yourself.
So I have escaped the Netherworld. But as the Queen had warned, I soon became a prisoner of the Demon Lord.
I mean, come on, Odin Sphere, please. Show, don't tell. But that's okay. It's not the biggest thing to kind of exclude. Now, this episode feels a bit on the short side. So let's see here. We just got Plasma Circlet. Electric Shot that will dizzy foes. Spark Bolt. Nice. It's a very good skill. It's probably one of my favorites, and it's the easiest one to use overall. It's kind of like Gwendolyn's Ice Shot, really. It's the same basic concept. It'll freeze an enemy, or in this case, it'll stun an enemy, and while they're stunned, you can kind of just wail on them. So upgrade it. I highly recommend upgrading that to full as soon as you can. It's a very, very good skill. Though a bunch of all these other skills are quite good as well. Recovery up, charge up. I think I'm going to get charge up just for, because Cornelius is more of a power character than he is a magic character. Anyway, saving here sounds like a good idea. You know, just in case. And why don't we play for a little bit longer? See if there's anything else we can do. Welcome to the Demon Lord's castle.
It's not this way. Go straight in the other direction. If you try anything foolish, I'll slit your throat.
Okay.
I bear you no ill will. Why are you detaining me?
Usually, sinners who flee the netherworld are killed, and their souls are sent back from whence they came. Be grateful. Princess Gwendolyn gave us orders to capture you.
Wow, thank you, Gwendolyn. I appreciate it. Hey, is that Griselda?
Is this the intruder?
Yes.
It is said he had a cipher. A crystal sword. Where is it?
Princess Gwendolyn will deliver it to the king.
It seems Gwendolyn is being lenient, as usual. If I had found him, I would have taken his life right then and there.
Why? Why, Griselda?
Poor little guy. You're about to be judged, right? They say money talks, even in hell. Why not have a feast before you go?
Even in hell? Aw, man. Well, if I've got no choice, I might as well eat some Moogles. Let's see, I'll get 5. Just eat them real quick. So, I already have the Power Ring, which I really need to equip, but it's a good idea to get the Luck Stone, just in case. Oh, I don't actually have enough gold for that. Okay, well then, we'll get 1 Luck Stone, and we'll get the rest as Moogle. That's good. 4 sounds good enough. Considering each one is like worth 2 fruit, it should be overall okay for us to just kind of throw those in our mouths and not really care. But maybe I will end it off here. I mean, this is going to be a shorter episode. What is it, 15 minutes? To be perfectly honest, you guys probably would have enjoyed that more. But before I do that, let's equip ourselves and I'll end off the episode. I just don't want to go too far, you know what I mean? Anyway, that's it for me, everybody. I guess I will see you guys in the next one. So, I'll see you later, everybody.